Welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 250,000 subscribers. Listen, this community is growing by the day, so hit subscribe and share with a friend. I want to talk to you for a minute about DOGE, or Doge. I'm not sure which way you even pronounce it. We'll just call it DOGE for now. A lot of people are saying, oh, DOGE may be a joke. All right. On my Mea Culpa episode that dropped today, I spoke with BDD, Brooklyn Dad Defiant. He's an internet sensation. And he made some great points about DOGE. First of all, he made fun of the fact that they're having two people. Remember, DOGE is the Department of Government Efficiency. And the joke that BDD was making is that they actually have two people to do the job of one person. It's called irony efficiency. Now, I want to go a little further here because this is really important. Representative Maxwell Frost agrees, by the way, that DOGE is a joke. Here's what he has to say. Play the clip.
But this is what I'll say. Look, we're going to find room where we can work together, of course, over the next 2 years with our Republican colleagues. But let's be honest about DOGE and this whole thing. It's a joke. We're talking about two billionaires who are cosplaying as government officials, not an actual department of this government. It's an X account right now. And here's my thing. I'm all for making our government more efficient. But we got to look at the proposition here. The proposition of these two guys is that to make the government more efficient, we got to fire a bunch of people and take away a bunch of funding. And that lack of nuance and actually providing real oversight on how we can make the government work in a better way shows me firsthand that they're not coming at this on the right foot and not coming at it from the right place. I mean, look.
Yeah, I mean, Congressman Frost is dead on. He's dead on with that. What is DOGE? It's not a government agency. It's sort of a program where you have these two guys running through the Capitol, taking meetings. I get it. He's the richest guy in the world. I get it. But does that give you the ability to walk through the Capitol, to start meeting with representatives, Congress members, senators, the president-elect, and so on, the vice president-elect, in order to come up with this concept of what we should cut, how I'm going to make it more efficient, and so on? Nothing here makes any sense at all. And what authority do they have? I haven't seen any propositions for authority to be conferred upon DOGE other than, hey, Donald Trump created this Department of Government Efficiency. He turned it over to Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, and they are running around and they're talking about cutting things that we're going to get into that, but they're thinking about cutting things with a complete and total government clean out. So many of the things that will be cut. I want to show you, for example, a clip of Representative Steve Scalise. Steve Scalise, you may remember him, saying that Medicare and Social Security are on the chopping block as well. They're on the table to be cut. Serious? Yeah, play the clip.
Nothing is sacrosanct. Nothing. They're going to put everything on the table.
That's what they told lawmakers. Everything is on the table, and that includes Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid.
Could you imagine what happens to these folks that need Medicaid or that they're on Medicare? They can't afford insurance, and they're based upon their age. They've paid into the system. They have worked here forever. And now, during these times of their life, this could actually be cut because two billionaires turn around and say, this is what we need to do? Seriously? Is that really government efficiency to hurt Americans? I want to show you Representative Tom Tiffany saying that DOGE may cut food stamps. It's called SNAP. Without it, people will starve. They won't have money. They won't have the stamps in order to obtain food to live on, as well as other benefits. I can't believe we're even having this conversation. That again, two billionaires are going to take away food stamps and benefits from the poorest of the poor? Play this clip.
Do something about this overspending that's going on in Washington, D.C. and start to get responsible. And by the way, it doesn't have to be just the discretionary spending. We can get at some of the mandatory spending also. I mean, like food stamps, some of those things, that's mandatory spending. I think some of the benefits that are paid in regards to the work requirements, I mean, some of that is under the heading of mandatory spending. We can deal with some of that too. So I'm really encouraged to hear that. And also, boy, the regulatory state, we got to deal with it, because there may be more bang for the buck in terms of growing our economy, of making regulatory changes, get the impediments out of the way, let those job creators and entrepreneurs really be able to go to work. There's probably more bang for the buck there than even the deficit reduction stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't make this up. But here's something that they haven't actually touched upon yet, though it has been reported on both MSNBC, CNN, and Fox. Entire programs that Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk are proposed cutting. The biggest one of them all, the Veterans Affairs Healthcare. Yeah, that's right. You heard me right. Veterans Healthcare. $119 billion from the budget. They intend to cut it. It's on their chopping block. So these people put on the uniform. They go, whether it's to war or in areas just for peacekeeping, they come back damaged, hurt, whether it's mentally or physically. Isn't it our obligation to ensure that those who have protected our sacred democracy, our democratic republic, our country, our lives, that they at least be given health care? Seriously? And they're contemplating on cutting that? NIH, National Institute of Health, $47 billion? Seriously? I want you to turn around and Google some of the great things that came out of NIH that give us the ability to live longer, more healthy lives. Fuck that. They don't need it. See that why? Because they're billionaires. They'll figure it out on their own. You think Elon Musk can't have his own laboratory in his basement somewhere, like Tony Stark, Iron Man, figuring this shit out? Of course he can. He could do his own research and development. That's the problem when you have billionaires appointed. They may not have the experience, but on Fox News, they actually go and they claim that they think that because Elon Musk went ahead and cut 75% of the employees when he bought Twitter and turned it into X, that somehow the cutting of 75% of the employees makes him qualified to reform our government. I'm not making this shit up. Play the clip.
There's also a different game-changing environment, Clay.
And remember what Elon did with Twitter. He fired 75% of the employees, and the business actually is more efficient and effective now than it was before. Do any of us doubt that if 75% of federal employees were gone tomorrow in terms of being on the payroll that we all have to pay for, that the government would severely be curtailed in terms of its ability to work? I don't. I think you could knock out 75% of federal workers, and most of us would have no idea, and the government would go right on the same way.
And I think it's very smart. Elon's talking.
Yeah. Let me just disagree with you on that one. First of all, and I'm speaking from experience, I have for 4+ years FOIA requests in on 2 different issues: the unconstitutional remand of me by the BOP, and then the entire action against me by the DOJ from inception. I have literally gotten, only from the BOP, over the course of the last 3 weeks, I have gotten several hundred pages out of thousands. I've gotten zero from the DOJ, where there's 486,000 documents. Zero after 4.5 years. Members of Congress have asked. They claim that they don't have enough support. That's 4.5 years. I needed those documents in order to prove my case, in order to ensure that what was done to me never happens to another American ever again. So don't tell me that you can knock out 75%. Yeah, I guarantee you that there's government inefficiency, there's waste, there's fraud, there's abuse. There sure is. But to the tune of $2 trillion, 1/3 of our budget, where they also want to cut out the FBI, they want to cut out the Bureau of Prisons, the entire federal prison system. Really? What are we going to have, private prisons now? They want to knock out the SEC? Sure, that helps the billionaire class, that's for sure. Now, I want to end this by showing you a clip of Elon being asked if he wants to work with Democrats with this DOGE program. Play the clip.
Elon, do you want to see Democrats here?
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. No. In fact, if he wanted to, he probably would have tried to meet with some of them, which he is not. Putting all this aside, let's get real. DOGE is a program that nobody really knows about. It's a name, it's an acronym. Again, Department of Government Efficiency. There's no mission statement. There's no policy. There's no process, no procedure. It's just two guys, two billionaires running around. One happens to be the richest guy in the world, running around the White House, running around the Capitol with his kid on his shoulders, turning around and saying, I'm going to fix the government. I'm going to wipe out $2 trillion of government inefficiency, when at the most, if he cut every program that I talked about before, you could only get to $1.5 trillion at best. And again, think about how many people are going to get hurt as a direct result of this program. It's not fair. It's not right. Many of them voted for Donald. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.